What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Underground Runaround. I'm your host, Brad Ross, back again with Pav Daddy.
What up, what up?
And our newsman, Brett Common Sully. What's up, dude?
Doing good. How about you guys?
Real good. Real
Doing
good.
All right. Doing all right.
Cubs have won 6 in a row. They're going to the World Series, baby.
Stop.
No.
Stop. They're about to make us. They're about to make us all very sad here in the next week. By this time next week, we're all gonna just be depressed for the rest of the year.
My dad was he was telling me how sad he was that he's gonna see Wilson go now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you realize, like, if they rattled off 14 more wins in a row and got up to 20 games in a row, they'd still be under 500 and way the fuck out of the standings.
Hey, they're only 13 back.
You're pretty fucking bad right now.
Yeah, no, I agree. No doubt about it.
Who's left from the World Series team? Happ, Contreras, Hendricks, anybody else? Those three?
Might be it. I'd have to look at the roster, but probably.
Happ wasn't on the World Series team.
Hayward.
He wasn't?
Yeah,
Hayward. Dang.
He didn't come up till the next year.
Yeah, Happ was a 17 guy.
Yeah, it was Almora was on that team.
Yep.
Soler was on that
Soler,
team.
Yeah, Jorge Soler.
Yep, everybody forgets, dude. He was fucking
always showed
good that year.
He always showed flashes of it. He never put it all together. And it seemed like he really hated the cold weather. I don't know if that's still true or not. He did go to Miami in free agency. He always wore that I always make fun of it because he wore like the fucking.
Dude.
He wore like a Kenny mask almost from South Park whenever it was cold out. Where this was all you saw, fucking Jorge Soler, in April and May, like maybe even into June on the night games. That dude was masked up. Like
Jorge Soler had the greatest Christmas card of any MLB player I've seen.
I must have missed it.
I didn't see it either.
Oh my god. Just
I'm not sure.
Look it up sometime. Jorge Soler Christmas card. That's fucking special.
You guys excited to see some coverage from the National Super Bowl sports cards?
I mean,
paying attention at all?
I appreciate the fact that you actually know what it's called. Because you live in Illinois, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
you're not an Illinois Nationals guy. Like, oh my gosh, the amount of times I've seen it typed Nationals is just.
I'm going to the Nationals.
Yeah, just mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. I actually put it in the description of this live show that we were going to talk about it, and I actually typed out its full name. You know, it's the National Sports Card or National Sports Collectors Convention.
Man, social media is just blowing up with people posting.
I haven't seen much of it, Brett. I'll be honest with you.
I saw a lot today, so kind of scrolling through. It's gonna be fun. I just wish I was there to see kind of what was selling and what was hot at this moment. You know?
Yeah, I've seen a few people post on Facebook. Some of the big dealers they're already making deals. Like one dude was like, "Oh, $30,000 before the show," you know. Like,
yeah,
just already out buying all the shit. So I mean, that's not. I don't want to say anything bad here. It's not. It's just you have to be aware that there's always like, you're not the first one to get your eyes on anything. You know, like it's all been looked at and looked through. Because these dealers are doing just gigantic deals with each other behind the scenes. To whatever they know caters to what they can sell, or with whatever other connections they have down the road. So I don't know. I mean, I like the ones I talk to that do it. I like them. You know, I don't. You know, they hustle too. There's a lot of work that goes into fucking doing that shit. Those guys travel show to show, but kind of in turn they get to deal with each other first.
I wanted to go, but I just couldn't justify the expenses because I wasn't really in the buy-in mood. And if you're just going to browse, there's if you've never been in the National, there is such cool stuff. You can spend the whole 5 days just seeing stuff you've never seen. And not just cards either, you know, ticket stubs and bobbleheads and old rare equipment and every sport. But I just couldn't justify with how much it costs, how much gas is, and hotel rooms to just go be a browser.
Yeah, I looked at like an Airbnb out there, and I'm like, no way,
Yeah,
no way. And then like, yeah, if you don't have like a plan to make it worth something, then it's not worth going to. It's just so big because otherwise you'll do exactly what you said. Spent 5 days just looking at stuff, and then at
yep.
the end you're like, oh, like I went last year. I only went for one day last year, but it was just a lot of people. Oh my goodness, so many
Dude,
people.
that's another thing I'm interested in seeing is how packed the room is this year because
Oh, it's gonna be nuts.
it's good. It's going to be nuts. I'm looking forward to when it comes back to Rosemont next year, but
Well,
it's
and
going to be crazy.
so here's the thing, though. Why I think it's gonna be nuts because if we talk about what we were just talking about before we went live, it's time to buy.
I agree. It is time to buy. This is a real good time to
We
buy.
just hit the hammer on the head. Like the buying period started last month. It started because if we use the example, I mean this is a very highly populated card. So if we just use this card as a reference point here for the sake of conversation, the Juan Soto Chrome update, I haven't even been paying that close of attention because of all the other things I've been doing, and apparently having vacation and all that. The Soto Chrome update dropped into the $80 range.
Paper tops update.
Paper, okay, paper tops update. My bad, but still dropped into the $80 range, and now it's already where's it at now?
120,
and it's already rebounding up to 120. So
that's 50% gain.
Yeah,
in just a couple weeks.
There you go. People wanted to know when the bottom is going to fall out. I think that's a pretty good indicator that maybe things are okay. So now's a good buying time. You know, people, other smart individuals with money, people much smarter than I am, are probably already on top of that. And obviously, that's probably why you see some of these prices starting to climb back up on some of these cards. And we're using data from Card Ladder, by the way. Shout out to Card Ladder. Pav Daddy and I each pay for our own subscription to that place. But they provide a pretty cool service. I saw them post, I don't know, it was just a person when they were getting started, post in a room about what they were. Like, yeah, sure. Let me see that. And it was mostly basketball.
And Mike Trout's under 2,000.
We're mostly baseball guys, so. Mike Trout's under 2K.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Mike Trout used to be under $500 too.
Oh my God.
You know what fucking idiot didn't buy Mike Trout at $500 because I was too stubborn to go past 450? We're talking, that was 4 years ago. That was less than 4 years ago. We're talking about that. So people crying about Mike Trout being under $2,000, boo fucking who? Like, boo hoo, dude. It's all right.
Yeah, those things peaked at like 5K.
They went ridiculous.
That was incredible.
Just absolutely ridiculous. But they might end back up there when it's all said and done. You know, that doesn't mean that it's not going to go back there. Things just got out of hand, and I think everybody understands that. Like, I don't think that's a secret.
I think there was a lot of extra money floating around on the market for a while.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you saw a boom in a lot of areas. It's just like used cars and everything are starting to come back down.
Used cars.
Housing market.
What's the housing market doing?
It's softening.
Good. Keep softening.
Sales are dropping. It's I think people are really starting to feel the pressure. It's been basically 6 months, right, of market downturn. So I think people people are starting to tighten the waistband a little bit and say, okay, we need to be smarter about where we spend our money and stuff like that. So I think that's why you'll start to see some of the solid investments in terms of sports cards starting to come back. Guys will move. Essentially what will happen is I think prospecting will soften a little bit. And you'll start to see people put money back into the old tried and true
No, never gonna happen. I mean, there's a group of people who think just like you, though. So, I don't think anyone's right. But there's always those people that can't help it. They gotta, I'm not. I don't do anything to condone gambling irresponsibly. Like, I don't.
I just think right now, like the new product, the cost of product is propping up the individual cards. Like, and the cards are slacking way behind.
Well, no, I agree. I agree 100%. I'm just saying there's.
So
let me say this without putting the fucking band-aid on it. There's always going to be fucking degenerate, slimy scumbag, gotta have it fucking gambler types that are always going to do whatever it takes to fill an overpriced box, or for people that feel like they need to go hit the lottery without grabbing a scratch-off card. I mean, you're always going to have that. So,
oh yeah,
I was trying to say that in a nice way, but you wanted to shit on my point, and I was trying to make a good point. But
no, I really think we're going to start seeing a swing in like when you go to card shows and stuff. I think you're going to see people, wanting to buy the Sotos, wanting to buy the Acuñas, wanting to buy the guys that got. I just the prospect market. I just don't know about right now. Like, it's always big, right? There's always a couple names, but I don't think that they're going to carry as high as they used to.
Yeah, all right. I mean, it don't matter to me either way, but yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, where like Guerrero Jr., fucking Bowman first autos were at, before,
they were still expensive though.
I know, but eventually they fucking dropped a bit.
Do you have
but they
price?
were real high.
Do you have a price on a first Bowman Vladdy auto? Can you find that?
Where it was before?
No, where it is right now, because I know what it was before.
What I'm saying is a new prospect. Is there any prospect in Bowman right now that has a Bowman first auto base that's as high as the Vladdy was in 2017?
No,
2018.
I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying is those new prospect.
No. You know what?
They're as high as they
probably right on par. I was thinking of a graded. See, you fucked me up because I bought a graded Vladdy first Bowman, and I paid like 1,100, like early 19, I think.
They were like 1,600 at the time, right, or something pretty close.
I think they were 13 to 15, something like that.
Amber Alert.
Yeah, what's that about?
Is that in my? That's not my phone, is it?
It's not me.
No,
I don't think it's me either.
I think it's Jen. She just got home and her Amber Alert went off. Mine went off earlier. It's because like the towers, right? So she switched to the local towers and then said, "Hey, Amber Alert, dude."
My Leaf 101 Otani printing plate I pulled in the cabin on vacation. It just sold for $455 on auction.
Nice.
That's more than I thought it would bring.
That's not bad for a Leaf plate auto.
Yeah,
that's not bad at all, dude.
$455.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, buddy.
Was that yours or you co-signed or
consigned it?
Consigned it, yeah.
Yeah, I sold it for someone else. Is all that means.
Nice.
Underground will be opening up public consignment very soon. If you're interested, reach out to me directly or follow us on Twitter at UGRunAroundPod. Haha! How's that for a fucking thing? But yeah, you can trust me with your cards. I promise they're in good hands. I'm good at what I do. 4.5 years and still making a living doing it. So
why haven't we seen a major trade yet, guys?
Oh man, I don't know. It's coming.
It's coming. I just don't understand why every team waits so long. Like, some of these teams have been fighting for the playoff race for quite a while, and it's like, why do they wait till the last second? Because they feel they can get a better deal, or
the teams that are buyers feel like they can get a better deal, and the team that are sellers feel like they can get a better deal. So they sit there and I don't know. It's funny,
Yeah,
I would think
have
if you
no
know
idea.
you want a dude, you go after him and maybe get a
right?
dude for
For
10
Get
more
longer
a few
days.
more games.
Yeah, exactly.
know?
I agree. Especially
Weird.
if you're giving up prospects, I'd want to get, or maybe the teams with the prospects are like, you know what, you can't have these guys until the deadline. We
Or
wanna,
like the other night when I don't know if they're back in the lineup, but the Yankees took Dominguez and Sweeney, took them out of the lineup. You know, you risk one of your dudes getting hurt in the minors that you might have traded. But that's an interesting one. Dominguez and Sweeney.
A lot of people speculated Dominguez was gone right then.
yeah.
That's what I thought too. I haven't heard anything.
Oh yeah, the chicken heads are back. Bawk, bawk.
Do the chicken dance.
Oh yeah.
That's funny.
Another episode of the Underground Runaround, ladies and gentlemen. You never know. You just never know. But yeah, the trades, they're coming. It's just who's gonna do what, and nobody really knows, man. I feel like it's just like the reporters' jobs to make these storylines, but I don't know what real storylines are there. Everyone, the sources always say there's been serious talks. What's this? Define a serious talk to me, because serious sounds like I'm a man of my word. So if I'm serious about something, I'm probably doing it. So when you come at me and say, "Hey, we've had these serious talks," like, you know, holy shit, Pav, mute your mic. Trying to have a serious talk right now.
There's been some
there we go.
Mets Cubs talks.
Yes, yeah. The Braves. I did hear the Braves had checked in on two people specifically, Luis Castillo and Jock Peterson. So like the Braves are at least they know what they want. All these other teams, you're like, nobody's like, we need this or we need that. Like the Mets need a catcher. We know that. The Giants could use a catcher. I'm sure. You know,
Astros have been in talks for Contreras.
Yes,
I just saw that. It's just there's a lot out there.
And then the stuff with Happ and the Cubs is.
I think the only things you can say for sure is there are a few guys we know are gone. They're getting traded.
Well, the thing with Happ is what we're hearing, and again, this is why I don't even like talking about it because it's all what you're hearing. But what they're hearing is that maybe the Cubs didn't necessarily want to trade Happ, but the offers that are coming in are too good to turn away. So if that's the case, maybe I like it more than it sounds like. But at the same time, it's like that's just like I almost don't like that because what if they do trade Happ and what they get for him? I'm like,
The scary thing for the Cubs is you traded for a lot of really young talent last year, like low level.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you do that again, then what are we looking at as the time frame? 4 or 5 years?
3 to 5,
you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it seems like with the talent level of Contreras and Happ, you better be looking for some really top level guys.
With the ticket prices,
Oh,
I'm not looking 3 to 5 years. I'm just not trying to do it.
I'm right there with you. I just refuse with the product on the field.
They're amongst the league leaders in ticket pricing.
Number 2.
They are the second average price. So there was a fun chart that came out not too long ago, but Brett brought it up right before the show, so we figured we might as well talk about it on the show because it's an interesting chart. It's worth talking about. But it's the cost for a family to go to a baseball game, and it's based on the average of a 4-person family. So and 2 adults, I think, is the most politically correct way to say that nowadays. 2 adults and 2 children, and it's for 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 2 beers, 2 sodas, and parking sodas. Does everybody say soda or is it pop?
No, I'd say pop, but down when I live in Texas, it's soda.
It's pop.
Oh, so anyway,
yeah,
down in Minnesota.
or this is where I got confused. You want a Coke?
Oh yeah, that's the South. Yep.
Well, I'll tell you something
Like
right
the sign
now.
says
And then Coke
Pepsi
is all
outside.
I'll tell you something right now. Coke is universal across international. And everywhere you go, you can go to a restaurant and order a Coke, and they'll know exactly what you're talking about. Different languages, it doesn't matter. Coke, boom,
Outstanding.
yeah. I'm 100% really, dude.
No,
You
I
can
get it.
go. I go to China. I go to Latin America. I go somewhere. I say, hey, Coke. They hand me a fucking Coke, dude, and I'm good to go.
So I have some real questions about this chart, though. This average price of Mutant Pav. Uh, so the chart, is there really? So anyone answer this? Are there's got to be a Yankee fan out there that sees this podcast. Is your hot dog really only $3? There's no way I believe that a hot dog in Yankee Stadium is only $3. But
I'm not buying that either.
if that's true, that's fantastic.
Does it have the hot dog price in Chicago, right?
$6.49. That sounds about right. I don't remember. I haven't been since Chris Bryant and everybody's last homestand last year because I said I wasn't going to a game. I was pissed. I still haven't gone. I tried to go twice this year, both when Keegan was pitching, who pitched a gem today. Shout out to Keegan Thompson. One day he'll join us on the show. Probably not, but that'd be badass. But he's my favorite player on the team now, especially with everybody else getting sent off. And it's taken 2 years for him to get the opportunity to be in the rotation. But get back to the chart. It says the hot dogs are $6.49 for the Cubs, and that sounds accurate. It says a beer's $10.49, and that's actually low because I remember them being like 11 and 12. So maybe there's like some $8 options somewhere to bring the average down. But they have a lot of craft beer options too, though, in Wrigley in more recent years. They've really expanded their food and beverage selections in the park, it seems like. But it's expensive, though. Like, what's the cheapest beer I see? $4.33 in Toronto. $3 in Colorado. $3 beers in Colorado. Fucking mile high, baby. Let's go. Well, I will say this.
Hot dog?
We went to the Home Run Derby in Colorado, and we bought 24-ounce beers, and I think they were $8. So, I mean, that's stupid cheap to begin with. And that was at like an all. I'm pretty sure it was $8. We were like shocked because I would buy two and just give the 20 to the bartender, dude. I couldn't believe it. That's like $30 at Wrigley. So, hot dog though. I saw a $2 hot dog somewhere. That's nuts. And that was the other question I had. So the Yankees, do you guys have $3 hot dogs? I need to know. And the Diamondbacks, $2 hot dogs in the desert. If you're getting $2, the Diamondbacks are the cheapest team for a family of four. It says can go to a Diamondbacks game, and with everything included, everyone gets a hot dog. The adults get the adult beverages, the children get the sodas, and you get a parking spot for on average $126.34. Now I guarantee you, if the Diamondbacks are playing the other terrible team like the Rockies in the NL West, that's cheaper because the ticket price is probably cheaper. So, that's on average. And then you have the premium games. Like when the Dodgers are in town for the Diamondbacks, ticket prices are more. So you could, if you're on even more of a budget, you could probably even go to a game for a little bit cheaper than that, is all I'm saying. Just trying to let anyone who's listening know their options. But if I would be a Diamondbacks fan if I lived anywhere near that stadium for that price. I'd go
I
to
think
half
they
their
dropped
games.
I remember reading, I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty certain those prices are pretty legit because they dropped their prices on a lot of stuff to try to get fans to come in a few years ago. I remember seeing that.
I would go. You have to support your major league organization and your community when they're doing shit like that. Like, that's insane. Regardless of the product they're putting on the field, because they're still giving you access to big league baseball. Like, even if you don't go to support them, like, go support them being there because of everyone else that comes through town. I mean, holy cow. If I had access, okay, so that's a family of four. So you would still have to pay the full price for parking, but it says parking is for like $15 basically. So if you had to pay 15 to park, if you get a ticket for $20, and you know you could get a ticket for cheaper if you sat in the cheap seats of any stadium, you could go to the game, get inside for for probably like $30. Fuck yeah, I do that every day. And then you have a couple of fucking $2 hot dogs and a couple of $5 beers. Or you can have even cheaper the soda option. Just have a pop. You don't even, if you go every day, whatever. Or if you want to have 2 beers, fuck it. You could go to the game, have hot dogs, beer for less than $50 by yourself and park. If you wanted to go by yourself, just take yourself on a personal date. I'm having a me date. I've never done it, but you could do it. I'm seriously considering doing it because look at buy a plane ticket down to Arizona, go to the game for less than $50, and it's still cheaper than a Red Sox deal. That's crazy. So yeah, it's super cheap. The Pirates are pretty cheap too. The Red Sox are more than double the cheapest team for a family of 4.
Yeah, that's brutal. They're number 1. They're the highest, right?
Yeah, 324. The Cubs are second at 312. Parking at 26 is accurate because the garage we use, Pav, I think what's at 25 on the game day?
Yeah, sometimes 30. It just depends.
Yeah, and you got to get there early with more than an hour before first pitch in order to get a spot in that garage. But it's a fantastic garage. But that's $30. There's your Diamondbacks fucking parking and ticket money. And you already spent it just parking your car. But yeah, everything in Wrigley's expensive, man. And that's what sucks because they're not putting a good product on the field. And when you have that type of money, like you're charging that type of money because that's what you can do. Like you can do that. So you're taking in all that money. Why is it not on the field now? They have... I have such an issue with it. Their salary now has to be incredibly low after they make their moves here coming up. But even at the beginning of the season, they were still only like the 16th highest. And yeah, money doesn't fix everything, but holy cow. They could have picked up a few pieces this offseason and still been competitive while they still added prospects. So I don't know. I don't know how long they're going to drag this thing out. We're talking about, like you just said, if the Cubs trade for more really young, low A, high A type talent, and they're charging the type of prices they're charging to get in the gate, and they have a premium TV network that you have to pay for. Like, come on, what in the sports book and all that bullshit you guys are paying mortgages on for all that property? Just milking it now. We got the ring. Now we're just gonna milk them to death. Not interested in that.
I was so frustrated coming off of the All-Star break. I hadn't watched much baseball. I'm like, all right, I'm around. I'm going to watch the Cubs. And it's that first series. And I turn it on. They're not on marquee. They're not even on. I mean, I have DirecTV. And they're not on anything. Nothing. And it's Apple TV. So I'm like, I'm pissed. And then I go to turn on the game the other day, and they're on Peacock. And I'm like, what the hell is Peacock? I didn't even know what Peacock was. Peacock TV. It's like, I was so pissed.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Because I have marquee on my, and I just couldn't believe it. So 2 games, not on cable per se. And then I saw they're on Apple TV. I saw their schedule, and they're on Apple TV again coming up.
Did you see the CEO of Netflix? Who's it? Reed Hastings or something, right? He said he sees the end of linear TV in the next 5 to 10 years. And you got to figure that's probably not far off when you consider sporting events are probably the most watched live TV, right? I think NFL games hold the top spots in the Nielsen ratings basically all the time. So when those become available, that's the biggest problem with like marquee and stuff like that is if I buy because where I'm at, I can't get certain networks. But if I buy the MLB.TV package or whatever, I can't watch the Cubs games
Right.
because local
It's
blackout.
blacked out.
Without a
It's-
VPN, right?
So what I don't understand is why, like, if you have the marquee network, why don't they sell an internet streaming service? You know, you'd think that people would buy that if they charge $5 a month. You know, so $60 a year. I would buy the marquee streaming service just so I could watch all the games, and I'd probably watch a lot of other bullshit on there. But I don't think that it's that far away. I think that'll come pretty quick over the next few years.
I'm just gonna roll my eyes at that.
I think linear TV's
No, I
basically
mean, I
almost there.
agree. I agree, but I hate all the different streaming services. Like, I want them all in one
Dude,
place, so I basically want
dude.
cable again. You know what I mean?
I have cable, and that's why I was frustrated because I'm like, I shouldn't have to look for an event, and I'm like, somebody said Apple TV was free, which I don't believe, and it's the convenience factor. I really don't want to go and get on Apple TV. I don't even want to research to see what
Well,
freaking Peacock
that's
TV is.
here. This is the thing, Brett. I'll explain this for you real simple. Apple TV itself is not free. They're just streaming that game for free on that platform to get you to look on that platform so that you'll subscribe to that platform.
Gotcha.
It's them working together. It's the MLB trying to pimp fucking Peacock. I
It's
hate
like-
it. It's terrible. It's an inconvenience to every fan base because you already have the fucking cable TV blackouts for the old school people like you who still have cable or satellite TV. Like, sorry, dude, you're old school. Like, I'm 31. I cut that cord 6, 7, 8 years ago because between cable and internet, the cable was like almost $200 just to have like everything that wasn't a movie channel. Like, come on. And all I wanted to do was watch sports. I'm like, fuck this. I got Netflix. I'm out. Then we ended up with Hulu. Now we got Hulu Live. Now we got some other things, down the pipe. But it's now you got this service, and that's ESPN, Disney Plus, Hulu, Netflix, fucking Yoda Leahy, who even fucking YouTube got on a deal with the fucking YouTube TV. There's the fucking Roku thing. I like those little Roku units though. I like those better than like having a smart TV. Like they're snappier. Like
It's like
I bought a brand new Samsung like top of the line smart TV 2 years ago. It was like we had to like order it because I was like, if I'm going to buy a smart TV, I want the best technology because I want it to last a few years. That thing is slower than fuck. Trying to switch around, it annoys the piss out of me. Like, this is the dumbest TV ever. And like, yeah, I know you got to clear the cache and all that, but oh my gosh. So those little Roku boxes are just nice and snappy. I like those. Shout out to Roku. I'm a big fan of their product. But everything's a streaming service. So just for me to watch the UFC, you have to have ESPN Plus and UFC Fight Pass, or like the UFC app. But they offer different things. So like the UFC Fight Pass thing literally has their entire category, every event they've ever had in the history, plus other organizations. So you can watch every fight from the beginning of time that the UFC has ever hosted. But you got to have ESPN Plus to actually watch the like live fights. And then pay-per-view on top of that. just to watch one sport. So I understand why a lot of people don't watch it because Brett, you've said it yourself. It's not accessible. And
I used to watch UFC when it was on, and it's almost like the MLB wonders why people aren't watching because when like football, I can watch Monday Night Football, I can watch football games on Sunday, I can turn on a NASCAR race anytime I want. There's Formula One on TV. You turn around, there's college sports every day, and then I go to watch a baseball game. Used to be able to watch somebody on TV, and it's like I got marquee. I want to watch the freaking Cubs. That's the only team I really care about, and they're not on. You know, I know Mondays ESPN has a deal, but like I'm not a huge. I used to be a huge, Bulls fan. NBA fan. I don't watch hardly any NBA anymore. But the NBA is on TV, and I've started watching them a little more in the last year because they're actually on TV that I'm watching. You know, I can throw up a sports, and after I put up the double decker now, it's
Yeah.
like I,
Yeah.
I put on a sporting event, and then I'll watch Brad break some cards, or I'll watch a YouTube video, or I'll put on you know, a card break and mute it and turn on the sports event, and it's almost like the NBA just wonders why people aren't watching their product. It's frustrating to me. Yeah.
It's interesting that we're seeing a transition too, even away from like like TikTok and that are becoming major screen time. People are consuming so much of that. It's really interesting. You're seeing these like short videos take over. People's attention spans are really short now, I guess. You know, you can't sit through a 20-minute TV show. You just gotta watch two minute short video, you know, of somebody throwing a dog through a window or some shit.
Dude, TikTok can consume an hour of your life really quick. But
100%.
I'm going to send you guys a link. Joe Rogan was talking about the terms of services of TikTok. And it's scary what data they have that they're, yeah, dude, it's after seeing that. I mean, they're not just tracking, like they could track your keystrokes that you from allowing access. It's scary after seeing that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
What are you gonna do though?
It's funny.
Delete it.
They've already talked about they talked about trying to ban it like 2 years ago, and nothing ever came of it. Because
they're still working on. I think they're going to end up banning it.
That'd be awesome.
I think they really are. But like,
but I use it, so you know what I mean. Fucking,
I do too, and I probably should delete it.
Sorry, you have to. I mean,
that was that Bill Burr bit, you know, about how like people are worried about getting spied on, but they carry their smartphone.
Right, exactly.
It's like you got a GPS fucking tracker in your pocket all the time, man.
Right. That's why, like, you know, it is what it is.
They know who you're talking to, what you're everything.
What's another thing? I guess at this point, like, fuck. If I really wanted to be that secluded, I guess I would just go fucking into the woods somewhere. And try
if you're a criminal and you're carrying a smartphone, you're an idiot.
Again, though, it's like at the same time, there's so much that how could they process everything, right? And so they try to create these AIs that catch things,
shit, right?
But obviously, considering the things that we see, that the kind of criminals that aren't caught, that have obvious red flags, like the stuff we see afterwards after somebody does some crazy shit, you know, it's obviously the AIs aren't working. And if you're really worried about, you know, I think who knows what the fuck they're looking for, dude. You know, I like the people that post crazy shit that you would be like, you know, this motherfucker's crazy, and then they go and do some crazy shit, and it's like, how was all that ignored? But so obviously, they don't. Who knows what the fuck they're looking for, man? You know, it's pretty insane.
Anyway,
yeah.
Back to the show.
Yeah. MLB trade deadline coming up.
The deadline
week from today.
By the next episode, I am hoping there will be nothing but madness. And by madness, I mean Juan Soto's traded. I don't know where. I don't know who for. I heard another rumor today from that it's the biggest deal ever in terms of number of players and whatnot for one individual. Pav hit the mute button before I did. I love it. I was on it.
Is Ohtani going to stay with the Angels?
That's the other thing. But I showed Pav and you right before the show. The Mets have checked in on Ohtani. They don't even give a shit. They're like, hey, we're not fucking around. Is he available or not? Like, that's wild.
I
Has
mean,
any big international star been traded? Like Hideki Matsui never got traded. Ichiro never got traded, right? He signed with the Marlins? Or
you
did he get...
Darvish. I don't know.
I guess Yu Darvish got traded.
Did Ichiro get traded when he went to the Yankees?
I don't know if he was a free agent or not.
I don't... Yeah, he might have got traded, but that was later in his career, I guess. I don't know. This would just be wild.
There's just no
I've-
way that the Angels can afford to keep Trout, Rendon, and Otani. Like, how
Sure
can
they
they
can.
sign him?
Sure they can.
They suck. They're terrible. They
Yeah,
can't
but
even make the playoffs.
They make money and they spend it.
Sure,
they're
that's
like,
true. That's
they're
true.
like
They're-
7th in revenue, which was surprising to me too. But they make the money and they spend. That's why I say for what the Cubs do is unacceptable, because the Angels are out there fucking sucking
yeah, I agree.
dick,
I agree.
and at least they're trying. They're just making bad deals. Pujols bad deal, Rendon bad deal. It's just terrible deals. You know, they let Angelton Simmons walk. That was smart because he's fucking garbage. Like, you know,
I mean, how much is Otani worth? I mean,
some team's going to pay him the most we've ever seen. Let's just be perfectly honest.
it's a
about
huge
it.
contract.
How long until he's actually a free agent?
He's a free agent after he's an unrestricted free agent in 2024.
So we're still talking another 2 years, 2.5 years. So yeah, I'm not. It's so hard to have that conversation
through the end of next season, because he goes out arbitration next year, 2023, and then he's a free agent 2024. So
yeah, but
they only have him for a full season next year, through the end of this year, and then
You're saying
next
24
year,
though. That would mean for
he's a free agent. He's a free agent in 24.
So his contract ends in 23.
I believe so.
Because if it ends in 24, that counts for 24 too.
I think he's a free agent 2024. I'm almost positive.
So that means
Look it
it's
up.
2 more years.
Who?
Otani.
Because he goes to arbitration for next year. He'll go to arbitration, and I think it's done after that.
Same for Soto, right?
I'm not sure on Soto.
Yeah, after the 23 season. Yeah, you were just saying it funny,
He's
Brett.
He's done.
yeah.
He's done. So the
His
contract's
contract
done.
is until the end of 2023. So next year, basically.
Man, that's a tough one.
Soto, I think, is 23 and 24. So after the 24 season.
Yeah, Soto's 24. Yeah.
Who would you want between those two for the Cubs?
Soto.
Picking.
Soto.
Brad wants
100%.
Soto.
Soto. I don't think
Long term.
right. And I don't think like the Cubs need pitching, but we don't need Otani pitching. So not to take away from who he is or anything, but I don't it's such a bummer because his WAR is so high because he does both things, but I don't think like the added value is enough. I think you'd be better off having Soto, who is a better hitter than Otani, and someone that's a better pitcher than Otani. So I think you'd be better off having somebody that's better separately. I think like the how much money is Otani gonna get paid? You know,
How much money is Max Scherzer getting paid right now?
a lot.
Yeah,
Holy shit, a lot.
Otani's getting more than that.
Right. So like I think that is
Which is why I wouldn't pay whatever he's gonna get.
he's hitting 256 with 20 home runs, right?
Right.
And then what are his pitching numbers here? Let's see.
He steals bases too. In fairness,
10. He's got. Oh, Otani's 9-5 with a 280. So like he's a little bit better than Keegan Thompson right now this year, like pitching. And then
Keegan's my guy.
And then Soto is a way better hitter than Otani is this year. So like I mean, for the money, like if he was a guy that was fucking winning you 20 games, if he was winning a Cy Young and an MVP, then I think it'd be different. And that's why it's kind of funny, like, he's going to be in the MVP talks, right? But is he, he's not a good enough pitcher to win you the Cy Young, and he's not a good enough hitter to win the MVP just based on his hitting. So it's interesting how that works out, So like overall, because he gets WAR as a position player and WAR as a pitcher.
Timeout. Can I call timeout?
Yeah.
Otani is a free agent in 2024. He's arbitration eligible in 2023, so that's still team control. So his contract ends this year, but then he gets arbitration next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how Soto is too. So like they're saying that Soto's gonna make, 25 and then 35 million in arbitration the next 2 years.
Yeah, he's going to make stupid arbitration.
Yeah, because he's top 5.
Yeah.
So like when you take his numbers, it's like, well, obviously he's fucking top 5, so you have to pay him like that.
He qualified for that Super 2 rule too, I think.
He's
if where you're like the most elite, regardless of time served. Like, I'm fucking good, pay me, basically.
Yeah, we're...
So that's why I think whatever the price tag on Soto, I would still, even if I was the Cubs, I would still do it. Because even if it takes you, if you make a move that big to trade for a guy, and it puts you 3 to 5 years behind schedule, because you have to completely retool up around him, I think he's still young enough to be able to do it. And you have a legitimate cornerstone for 10 years at a potentially very high level. I mean, he's 23. So you have him from 24 to 34. As long as you can get him to sign. If he's not going to sign an extension, I don't think you trade for him. It's too risky. Especially only if you're a rebuilding team. If you're a contending team, winning fixes everything. But he said he likes New York.
10 years, 360 million. I think that's what it's going to take. Like as a team that's trading for him, you have to guarantee him that.
I would pay him. And here's the thing: maybe I'm just crazy. I would pay him $400 million, 10 years. I would do it. $40 million. He plays every day.
You have to.
But
I think you could get him 10 for 360.
What these pitchers are getting to pitch every 5th fucking day, to have a guy in your lineup every day, even if you want to save his legs, DH him every 3rd or 4th day, or every 4th or 5th day. You could have his bat in the lineup every day, getting on base every day. He gets on base every day. I mean, whatever that costs, I'll take that. I'll take the guy on base every day.
What's Trout's contract?
I do not know. I can find out.
Man, he's signed through 2030. I looked that up.
$426.5 million.
Yeah, he gets like $35.5 million a year through 2030.
12 years. 12-year, $426.5 million. All guaranteed. Shout out to Mike Trout. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Soto could get 10 and 400, especially because it's been.
That's an average annual value, $35.5 million. So that's what I'm saying. If you gave him 10 years and 360, you're giving him more than Trout.
Trout got 36 million in 2019.
Right, but I'm saying average annual value is 35.5. So like based on 12 years, 426 million. Average annual 35.5. So like if you gave you would have an average annual of 36. So if you gave 10 years, 360, I think I know Matt, he would be interested. I'm saying I think he'd be interested, and that would leave him. How old is Soto? 23.
Yeah,
24.
Trout's getting paid until he's 39.
Right. So like Soto's young enough, he could take a 10-year and get another 5-year, 6-year deal after that. That's fucking crazy.
Trout will be a free agent in 2031, and he will be 39. And I wonder if he'll still be playing. I wonder. He could still be playing.
I think he'll still be playing.
That could be I don't.
You would hope he can last till he's 40.
I
to
hope it's
40.
just not as sad as Pujols, and I hate to say that.
Be a DH.
Cabrera's doing great. I mean, Cabrera's hitting like 290, just doesn't have the power, but that dude can still hit. That dude doesn't have to stop anytime. How old's Miguel Cabrera? He's got a bazillion hits too. I mean, he's 39. Miguel Cabrera is. He has 3,071 hits, and he's hitting 284 this year. He only has 4 home runs, but he's hitting 284. So, at what point do you no longer want that type of talent?
When they start doing Nelson Cruz, I think he's about done.
Nelson Cruz, is he? Has he really tailed off? I know he was struggling last we talked about him.
Yeah. You know, like what's interesting with him too is like you feel bad for that guy because he didn't play a full season till he was 28.
So here's the next question though. If you're Nelson Cruz, do you bow out? Do you get told it's time to go, or do you just sauce your ass off until you get kicked out? Like try and get one more resurgence, because it's not like he's clean and going into the Hall of Fame anyway. So maybe if you think it'll help. I wonder what do you think? Anybody, or am I the only one with that thought?
I hadn't thought about it, but I mean, the miracle juice have saved careers.
You never know, man. Some guys don't want to let it go.
Toss it up and go out with a bang.
I'll be perfectly honest with you. I had a hard time letting go of baseball when I was done competing at just a collegiate level. And, I can't imagine what it's like for a major leaguer who doesn't want to be done playing baseball. Like one that's been playing for 10, 15 years. One that's actually been doing it. Yeah, and somebody's like, hey, dude, it's time. Like, fuck you.
That's what a lot of these guys talk about, too. Is
I couldn't imagine that.
It's the not so much the day-to-day grind, but it's the people and the atmosphere that's so hard to leave. You've been doing it for your whole career. The locker room, the friends you make.
That's why they're talking about Wilson so much. Wilson's done that his entire adult life, basically. He's dealt with the same organization.
Yeah, change is tough.
Yeah, they're just going to ship him out, hopefully for, like, someone incredible.
We'll be disappointed.
Pav, what do you think? Do you think they will? So here's the thing: if it's me, I'm hoping that the Cubs, maybe you don't get 2 or 3 guys, but for those 2 guys, Happ and Contreras and even Robertson, I'd hope you get like double and triple A guys that are performing. You shouldn't be taking a flyer on any one of these guys.
You would hope that you got somebody that can play in the MLB next year.
Yeah, double and triple A.
That's what you hope for.
Yeah, absolutely.
With a proven double triple A guy, not somebody that's 28. You want somebody that's 23, that's ready to fucking go. It's gonna be tough, man. I think
right. That's why I don't know how this.
I think like really I think I think so, man. If you did a package deal of Contreras and Happ, then you're gonna need somebody that can play in MLB fucking today. So I don't
think so. I think you're gonna see more people show up this year, and you're gonna go, "Who the hell are they?" Just like last year. It was literally like Major League, the opening credits when the construction workers are reading the newspaper. Yeah.
I think that it's just
I've never heard of any of these fucking guys.
It's just like we talked about though. Right now, Juan Soto's the best player on the market,
and he's younger than 12 people that were in a futures game.
And
it's
then
nuts.
Then Contreras and Happ are probably second and third. So I think when you talk about, and then Happ, obviously he has a whole year. You have a whole year of control on Happ. So that's a little bit different than we usually see, where you see guys, 2-month rental. So I don't know. I don't know. What do you think the likelihood that you see the Mets move Jeff McNeil in one of these deals?
Oh no, somebody's getting hurt over there, Pav. You better put that fire out. Holy, holy cow! Oh man, I hope it's something good. I just hope it's something good. And I don't really know other than that because you just know it's happening, and I'm not talking about Ian either, but it's happening, and, I hope it's good. That's all I got. That's all I got on the subject. And then we're 1 year closer to Hayward. So after next year, they can be like, "Oh my God, Hayward's gone. We can pay someone now."
You better pay like fucking 5 people.
I know. And here's the other thing. I really have no interest in Carlos Correa. Am I the only one? I don't think he's.
I agree.
I don't think he's what he produces isn't worth what it costs. So like, while I want them to spend money, I don't want them to do dumb shit.
I don't mind it for a year. Like I don't
Yeah.
mind it for a year.
Anything
that
is
kind of
fine.
money.
I'll pay anything for 1 year. Not me,
Yeah.
but if I was running a team, any player that wants to take a 1 year contract, yeah, come on, I got 50 million, buddy. 1 year.
Yeah.
Come on, come prove it.
I don't know why more teams don't do that, but I get it. It's
But
hard to do.
I think every team would have they would have to have some collusion going on there. Everybody would have to agree that no team offers more than a 3-year deal ever for the rest of time. These players are going to earn their money today, and not all the owners will think that way regardless. So it'll never happen.
When it comes to it with the Cubs, it's so hard to be a believer.
Right,
Their number
it's
one
tough.
need is pitching.
It's
Pitching.
tough.
Where's the pitching? They're not going to be good until they get some pitching.
And even
And
if
where's
they get
that
the
coming
pitching,
from?
there's still no offense.
Well,
Need it all.
So here's I will say like
I got
obviously
Keegan, Brett.
obviously
That's a bright spot.
Keegan.
we get to see a lot more
Stroman's
because
been
that's
good
our
the last two.
that's our team. We're paying more attention to what's going on in the minors with them.
Absolutely. Sorry.
There
everyone
are
else.
there's going to be some surprises in coming up through the system that like people will be really happy with, but you have to surround them with some fucking veterans, guys that are 28 and ready to fucking go. Otherwise, it's going to be a real long next few years.
Yeah, that's why I agree 100%. So that's why I don't even know who to speculate on, because anybody I would throw out there would probably be too big of a name that you're not going to get in return for one of those guys. So it's wait and see. And like we said this time next week, we're not going to be here too long tonight. There's a few more things to talk about, but next week is we're going to have a lot to talk about on who's going where. Like we just don't know. Luis Castillo is back to being the ace type pitcher for the Reds. Where's that guy going to end up going? He's a legitimate bona fide number one pitcher when he's on. He struggled a little bit recently, in the last year or so, but he's shown it before and he's shown it again now that he's good. He's just good. He's desirable. The Reds are blowing it up. The Tigers said everyone's available. Holy shit, the Tigers do have a few good players, especially in the pitching department with Screwball and Andrew Chafin, who the Cubs traded.
Relievers are always hot commodities.
And the Cubs obviously didn't want to pay Andrew Chafin, and I think he's getting it's a 2-year, $12 million, but it's like 5.5 and 6.5, and he's having another fantastic year for Detroit, so he's available. That's a fantastic lefty to have. And
relief is always tough
to be
you know how
consistent.
it is,
Sure.
yeah.
I mean, that's why they get the shorter contracts. Like we paid Kimbrel, and it bit us in the ass until we thought we fleeced the White Sox, and then.
The White Sox fleeced themselves, baby.
I heard someone quote and say the White Sox biggest trade deadline need was the bullpen. They had the most stacked on paper bullpen coming into this year.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like with bullpen arms, guys can have a fantastic fucking year, suck the next year, or suck this year and then be fantastic. And you just have no fucking clue
Yep.
because they find something. And that's where, like, you know, the Cubs did really good with David Robertson and Micah Givens. Both of those guys are
Yeah.
gone. They're going to get traded.
Well, I don't know if Givens is, but
I
if
think he's gone.
it wouldn't surprise me if you're
Why-
selling
why
because
would
he's
you-
been fantastic. The Cubs actually went and signed him. That's the only reason I wouldn't think they'd trade him. I think they gave him like a 1 year, and again a 1 year deal, $6 million, and it was late.
But that's why I think they trade. I think they like doing those 1 year deals on the guys they're going to trade.
Just think they like doing 1 year deals on everyone.
But I mean, like, you know, he's not a young guy. He's 32. So what's up?
Where did we trade Chafin last year?
To
Did he go?
he went somewhere good.
Did he go with anyone else? I'm so confused now.
Hang on, he went somewhere good. They were. He went to Oakland.
In exchange for Greg Deichmann.
Yeah,
Daniel. Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Greg, I got kicked off the 40-man roster and still cleared waivers because I suck. Deichmann.
Yeah, they fucked
Greg,
that.
I'm batting 133 Deichmann for Andrew Chafin. Awesome. Sweet move there.
Yeah,
Wow.
Daniel Palencia.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
And he's not doing so hot. He
Smooth.
throws hard.
Yeah, okay, Jed.
That's it. That's all I see. Like, he's on South Bend. He's had 15 starts, 57 innings, 72 strikeouts.
I thought you were gonna say 72 ERA.
No, 440.
Oh man,
Young kid.
Greg.
I really think that the Cubs are trying to load up their minors with hard throwing guys because they haven't had the fucking hard throwers.
Watch them trade happen, then we got to deal with fucking Greg Deichmann.
No, I really think that there's a chance we see Matt Mervis this year.
I don't know. They're not going to start the service time clock on Matt Mervis. He's a hidden gem.
They need something. They're gonna need people to fucking come to the games.
If they give Matt, yeah, but see, like, here's the thing though: a casual Cubs fan that's still buying those tickets, they don't know about Matt Mervis. Pav, you gotta, you know what I mean? They don't know about him.
Yeah, but people didn't. I mean, like when Rizzo was there, that he wasn't.
Some of the Wrigley crowd does, no doubt about it. But like the casual people that just are going just to go, like they don't know. So like they're gonna go regardless. You know, it's not gonna affect the tickets. Wisdom, if there's any value for him, trade him because
I don't think they can trade him.
He plays good defense and he's a one trick offensive pony and he doesn't do that trick enough. Like you have to hit more home runs if all you're gonna do is hit home runs.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna fucking.
Like Matt Mervis was drafted in the 39th round in 2016.
Yeah, but he didn't sign. They signed him as a undrafted free agent.
You're right.
In 2020. What a fucking deal. You're gonna hear about him, Brett.
Oh yeah, because that was because it was only a 5-year draft.
Right, the
5-round draft. Yeah, the stupid draft.
He's gonna be a guy, Brett. Like at the end of the year when they redo the
40-man roster
ranking.
Yeah,
people are gonna be like he's gonna shoot up into like the top 5 for the Cubs. I don't
baby.
He's almost ready. He went from A ball to AA to AAA this year.
Yeah, he's in Iowa right now.
So he's making the jumps. And then I don't know what he did tonight in Iowa. Their game got canceled yesterday.
Yeah, he hit 350 at high A. He hit 300 at AA.
He hits with power
with 14 home runs. He's got 22 home runs on the year. He's even hit a home run at Iowa already in 3 games.
Yeah, and he's got like a 900 something fucking
923 OPS.
Yeah. But that's like their hidden, but it's interesting.
His OPS on the year is 987. So it's not like that's a blip. In 300 at bats this year. He's got an OPS of 987. I mean, he's coming, ready or not.
Dakeman's on fucking Iowa. He's hitting 31.
Mm-hmm. It's terrible.
He's 3 for 4. This I think we'll see this guy here. This Narciso.
Cook's already been up. Crook, yeah.
Yeah,
he's a nice guy. Shout out to Narciso.
I think he can come up.
He signed autographs for people, and he told the kids they have to go do something nice for somebody. He said, "I'll sign you an autograph, but you got to go do something nice."
Yeah, so. I think when they trade, I think he'll come up.
Yeah, he's already. Yeah, that makes sense.
He's hitting home run. He's hot right now. He hit 2 home runs yet.
I heard Canario's on fire again too.
Canario's a bad motherfucker. Dude.
I know. He hit an opposite field bomb.
Fuck.
Hey, when I was down there in Tennessee, he hit a ball about 450 feet to right center field. And
you fucking wait, Brett. People are going to be talking about the Cubs minors after this year, dude.
He's
like
coming.
These guys are fucking like
when they redo all the rankings.
The guys that they traded for last year,
they made the right trades.
Let's hope they keep fucking working because like
they need to keep making those trades. Up. Every
Armstrong, he's gonna be what, top 20 in overall prospects next year? You think?
Yeah, but here's the other problem though: the guys that were talked about last year at this time haven't been talked about at all. You know, no Brennan Davis, no
they've all been hurt.
No
Brennan
Marquez,
Davis
right?
Fell apart.
No Ed Howard.
Marquez just had surgery.
Right. Yeah. Well,
Ed Howard,
Ed Howard had that freak accident. I think he had a freak injury, hip injury, running to first or something like that.
So that's an advantage for him, is he's real young.
Yeah, but they said it was real awkward. It's a bad one. So who knows? We'll see. But he was a first-round pick, so you really hope he's all right. Just to even see if he can do it. You know, he's young. He's a high school kid.
Like you don't want to see the Cubs start trading some of these young. You know, you say you want. I wouldn't like to see some of these guys go. That's when you really got to question what the fuck's going on there if you see some of these guys go.
Yeah, unless you're trading them for Soto.
Dude.
Adios. Soto and Mervis, back-to-back jacks all day, baby.
That's why, I think Mervis is going to be.
Oh yeah, and Bryce Ball is another.
He's
surprised. Warming it up. He's getting it back. He has a
Who
2020.
Did Bryce Ball? Oh,
Jack from Atlanta. Yeah,
Peterson.
Yeah,
that was a dude. Jack Peterson was an all-star this year. What the fuck?
But he's a career rental. Like, we still got something for a guy that's a rental. Like, he signs 1-year deals with everyone and gets traded around now. Since he said, fuck the Dodgers, I'm not sticking around with no team. Like, I'll play for 3 teams a year. Well, I don't give a shit.
You saw Jeff Passan say, you know, he was saying that Soto's the number one thing that he's watching, and then it's the Cubs after that. So, like, what the Cubs have available to trade. It's going to be interesting.
What sucks is, what if we had 1 or 2 more starting pitchers? What if Smiley and Miley both were available? You know, the Cubs could be fucking really making a huge move because you can make one hell of a package. You can make a 2-pitcher.
Smiley had a good start the other day. Obviously, his value fucking sucks.
Right, but you know,
what about
Wade Miley? So I was
sell Stroman or Hendricks.
No. Well, Hendricks is hurt, so he can't be traded. He's on the injured list. But Stroman, no. Not this year. He talks too much good about Chicago. They had him before the radio game. On the radio before the game. Holy cow, that came out poorly. And he said, you know, he's like, I came to Chicago. He's like, look at the other day. He's like, we're not even competing. He's like, and we got this crowd here for this game. He goes, this is why I'm here. It's like, for the fans. He's like, the organization, and he was speaking good of the organization. He's like, they treat us all great. It's like, so it's like, it's the best organization I've ever been around. But he's only been in the Mets and the Blue Jays, right? Been anywhere else?
Not that I know.
I can't imagine Toronto's so great. Shout out to, I don't know, maybe they're super fucking friendly too. I don't know. Shout out to the Great White North. My Canadian friends have sent me.
He was on the Mets too.
Yeah, that's what I said.
They don't let anybody play.
Who?
Toronto.
What do you mean they don't let anybody play?
All the people that don't go to fucking Toronto because you gotta be
Oh,
vaccinated.
the
Yeah,
vaccinated. Right,
I
right,
saw
right.
Arnauto and Goldschmidt were out today, or the next couple of games because they're not headed up north.
That was Benintendi. That's the big thing with him. The Yankees want him, but with the Blue Jays being in the division, it's an issue. I don't know how many games they have to play in Toronto, but a playoff matchup too, it could be an issue. So you just want to hope Toronto don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You got to take you trade for a guy knowing that they're gonna miss a game for you.
What
But
happened with Castellanos in the news with in Philly?
Oh, he told so that the reporter was being an asshole because he's the media and he wanted a headline. So I don't know the context of the situation, but from the question, I can tell you that the guy was being an asshole, and somebody was like defending him on Twitter. Another like verified checkmark dude was like, athletes, can't act like this, but or some dumb shit. But the reporter asked him. He said, "Do you hear the boo? Did you hear the boos after you struck out in the ninth inning?" What kind of fucking question is that? Of course you heard the fucking boos. Like, what do you get from answering that question? Like, what do you get from asking that question? What does that accomplish? What does that do other than create that response? Yes, I heard the boos. Like, is that what you want to do? You're just trying to humiliate the guy into saying the PC thing. Like, no, that's a fucking rude, terrible ass question. What do you mean? Did you hear? No shit, he heard the fucking boos. He's struggling. Leave him alone. Like, ask a better question. Like, what can we do to be better for tomorrow? Is there anything out there we can make an adjustment on? Ask a better question. Anything. Even if it's a stupid question, like, do you feel like there's an adjustment to be made? Or did you hear the boos after you struck out? How's that a valid question? Like, how's that a professional question to ask? Like, that's just the media bullying you. And I'm not a Phillies fan in the least bit. Like, how do you get to ask that question? Or, like, not just ask that question, that's fine, but then be a bitch about the response you get. It's like, Castellanos told him that's a stupid question. He's like, no, it's not. He's like, yes, it is. Like, they started arguing about it. So,
that's awesome.
I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like a 50-second video. But if you're going to ask that question, you have to be okay with whatever response you get. And he said and Castellanos said, I don't know, I'm deaf. And like,
clown question, bro.
Yeah, he said, "Did I lose my hearing?"
Yeah, he's like,
No,
I lost my hearing. That's what he
Yeah.
said to the reporter. He's like, I don't know, I lost my hearing.
Oof.
So like, the reporter was just trying to egg him on for a headline. That's shitty. That guy gets clubhouse access to fucking talk to people like that. Fuck you. Kidding me?
He's having a rough year.
So what? I still don't think you get to ask him that. That's just like I don't. I'm saying it wrong because I think it's fine to ask him that, but the way the reporter handled it was like, dude, you knew what you were poking a bear. You're telling me that guy who's making a ton of money because he got a ton of money doesn't know he's having a fucking terrible year and he struck out in the ninth inning? You don't think he heard the boos? Like, that's what makes it such a fucking touchy subject. Like, that's a sore subject right now. And you can't tell me that any big league player who's putting on a uniform wants to do bad. You can't tell me that. Like, yeah, we say guys suck all the time. We say it in jest. We say that they suck compared to the other humans that they compete against. Not compared to you or me.
And only the good ones.
Yeah.
We're only comparing them to the good ones.
Right. Only the household name guys. They suck compared to the household names. That doesn't mean shit. That means they're still 1,000 times better than I'll ever be. So as a reporter, shut the fuck up. Like, if you're going to ask that question, ask that question. That's fine. But don't be a bitch when he tells you, like, he tried. He tried to say I'm deaf. He tried to blow it off. You wanted to keep going with these. That's a stupid fucking question. Because it was. It's a stupid question. The guy's struggling. Give him a break.
Philly's a rough place to play, man. I still love the
Alec Boehm.
the Bryce Harper.
Dude.
That's a clown question, bro. And then
That's great.
and Boehm last year.
Boehm, it was this year. It was this spring. It was early.
Was it this spring?
Yeah,
Yeah,
April or
I was
early
thinking it
May.
was
And I hate this fucking place.
He's a
Dude.
terrible third baseman.
Yeah, that he made an error, but yeah, he's really tall though. I think too. So that
He's fucking terrible. I was watching him like versus the Cubs, dude. Fucking terrible. He's really bad over there. So
how's he hitting this year though?
I don't know, but he better pick it up so he can be a DH somewhere.
He's always had a decent bat.
.287, 6 home runs.
Yeah, where's the power though? He should have some more pop than that. He's a tall
Yeah.
dude. What is he? 6'5", 6'6"?
6'5".
Jason Hayward power.
You should have to pay an organization if you're above a certain size and you don't hit for any power.
He's got a .955 fielding percentage at third base.
What's league average? I mean, that's not good. I would say
League average is .958.
Oh, okay. I thought it was higher than that. So, I mean, he's average,
A little bit less, but yeah.
but not much. He's just,
Oh.
I mean, I guess you could say he's below average technically.
His defensive run saved
Negative
for
1.
1,200 innings.
Oh,
-1. So that's 135 games.
okay. I'm like
-25.
So I was trying to do the math in my head. I'm like, wait, how many games?
It's supposed to be for a year.
You said it was what? Negative who?
-25.
For a whole year?
Yeah,
He gives up 25 runs a year?
I guess so.
Just standing out there?
Worse than average.
All right. So he's not saving any runs, is what you're saying.
Not right. Right.
How many players save runs on a year?
So this is the number of runs above or below average the fielder was worth per 1,200 innings. Oof.
How many players you got on there?
Well, let's see.
Yeah. This is chart now. That's right, folks. We do whatever we want, even while we wait for Pav to pull up the charts.
That's tough stuff, dude.
Yeah,
Pull
I
up the
know.
charts.
That's terrible. We need chart proof. Where's our intern? Where's Kenny?
Defensive runs saved.
Damn it, Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny. Shout out to Kenny.
So the Marlins brought up JJ Bleday. He got a couple hits.
Yeah, huh?
I did not know that. I missed that. I knew they had Max.
He
Meyer.
came up 2 days ago, I think.
Nice, good for him. He was in that class with Riley Green.
He's hitting
awesome.
doubles.
What's Riley Green doing for the Tigers?
He was hurt, and then they brought him up, but I don't know if he's done anything at all.
He's 19 or 31 for 130. He's playing. He's hitting 239. Above 0 WAR. Learning. He was hitting 274 at AAA.
Hey man, Javier Baez batting a 218.
Oh, he's heating up.
That's-
What's
Oh,
his
my
on base?
God.
267.
Man,
It's 260. Jesus, it's worse than I thought.
9 bombs.
His on base is 260 with 9 bombs. He's only
What'd
got 9 bombs.
What'd they pay him?
A lot.
Oh man.
What a trade.
I think it was like 16 or 17 million. Baez got some decent money.
That was a great trade.
Yeah. Who'd we get for Baez? Oh, the Mets.
Pete Crow
Yeah,
Armstrong.
Pete Crow. Right. I'm like, who'd we get from the Tigers? 6 years, 140. Baez is getting $23.3 million.
Jeez.
Wow. Yeah, 23.3 average. To hit 218 with 9 bombs. Dude, I bet I could hit a home run in one season. Give me 600 at bats. I might be the worst player. I would be the worst player to ever play But I could hit a home run for the Major League minute. I could save the Tigers so much money, and they're selling right now. Somebody called Detroit.
Hey, when's Judge's contract up? Aaron Judge.
This year, right?
Right now.
Yeah, this is it.
This
Do
is
they
it.
dare trade him?
No.
No, they want to get. So the talk is that they want to get Soto. So if they can't sign Judge, that they can sign Soto.
That'd be insane.
Yep.
I'd rather have Soto instead of Judge anyway.
Well, me too.
Oh, definitely. I
But
think Soto's going to be a more consistent hitter.
If the Yankees
lifetime.
get Soto by trading Aaron Judge, that's a huge win for them because they're not going to keep Judge. Judge isn't staying. He doesn't. He turned their offer down. And he keeps hitting. Judge hit another one today. I think he's at
37
like
bombs.
37. Oh my.
Yeah.
If he hit one
37
today, then he's at
bombs.
38.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think he hit one today,
Jeez.
or maybe
5.1 WAR. Jeez. It's insane.
Yeah, but and then you have Baez. What's Aaron Judge making this year? I mean, it's arbitration. He's only making 10 point. Oh, that was 2019. 19 million.
Judge did, in fact, hit another home run today.
Yeah.
My God. Dude is tearing it up.
Him and Rizzo hit back-to-back homers.
He was hot before the break. He's come out of the break on fire still, too. He's going to get that money.
But Pete Alonso was 3 for 3 and his team won.
Yeah, and the Mets. I'm telling you, I'm about to jump all over these Mets and their bandwagon. I'm going to be the biggest fucking bing-bonging motherfucker out there. I'm going to be Metropolitans, you know. I'm going to get a foam finger, all of that. These dudes are out here doing it, trying to make moves. Mets want to win. They don't have the right pieces yet, but it's not from a lack of effort. So, I don't know what they're doing in their minor league system right now, but the on-field product, and DeGrom's coming back soon. DeGrom's like a trade deadline addition without giving up anything. Like, he's like a huge splash. He's a huge trade deadline splash, basically. He's a free deadline splash for the Mets whenever he comes back. How long till DeGrom's back? I think people are downplaying that. Holy shit. Early August.
When's Tatis coming back?
Doesn't matter.
He's going to... So DeGrom's making another rehab start.
Tatis to come back and play fucking 2 games and then be gone again.
Yeah, but he had
Sorry,
like 400
Tatis.
at bats last year and still hit 40 home runs. So it's nuts.
Tatis is good for baseball when he's playing, man. That dude's exciting.
Yeah, he'll be
Took
back.
his first batting practice since getting injured today.
Look at that. There you go.
Speaking of batting practice, what did you say before about Andrew Jones's kid?
Drew
Brad?
Jones, probably done for the year. Just signed a contract. It was like $8.18 million signing bonus. First batting practice with the team, tears his shoulder swinging the bat. They don't know. They don't know anything yet. They did an MRI. They're waiting on the results. Poor guy.
That's
Holy
brutal.
shit. I mean,
He's just lucky he didn't do that.
You hate to say the joke, but at least he signed a contract first.
I mean, imagine if that happened a week earlier when he's just taking some regular BP.
And I'm sure he'll be fine.
Maybe it did happen a week earlier. We don't know.
That is true.
What'd you say? I get health insurance. Okay.
Oh man. That's hilarious. What else do we got tonight?
That's about all I got, except for I'm hoping I hit the Mega Millions tonight.
Oh yeah.
Whenever that drawing goes down.
Yeah, I have
soon.
no idea.
I should have went through, right?
I don't know if the drawing took place or not.
Yeah, I have no idea. We have our watermelons are starting to grow in our backyard.
Oh yeah, buddy.
Yeah, dude. Little baby watermelon. Do it for the pod. Look at that little guy. Oh yeah.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, it happened 9 minutes ago, but I don't see the numbers yet. The website's broken. Everybody's trying to see.
Oh yeah. 17 winners. I hope
I hope I'm one of them.
I hope nobody won because I don't ever play unless it's a jackpot like this. I only play when there's a million people.
I've
playing,
bought tickets the last couple times. I saw them like, oh man, I'm getting some tickets.
I was gonna buy a scratch off on the way out of the grocery store the other day, just for shits and giggles, and there was a lady like checking 27 fucking quick pick tickets. So I'm like, fuck this.
I'm out of here.
Like those are like you have a problem with it. You're not even checking the numbers. You're just scanning the fucking thing. You're buying it and then you're scanning it to see if you won. You don't even know if it I don't know.
I got those numbers, Brett.
Uh-oh.
You got them?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
The numbers.
I just play the quick pick, so I just gotta like go and look at them.
Yeah.
Woo!
Did you win?
He probably did.
Brett, I hope you won, dude.
That would be amazing. I tell you what, we'd be doing a podcast sitting out in the bleachers.
Oh.
I'd just have a party out there.
Fuck yeah. I'll be there. I'll be there for that.
Hell yeah.
I'll clear the schedule.
I don't care how bad the Cubs are. We will go have a good time.
You get a deal on it, too. They used to do that broadcast from the bleachers.
That was so cool when they did that.
You could rent that the fucking batter's eye suite
That would be awesome.
in center field.
Or he could buy every single bleacher ticket.
Yeah, just
Or enough bleacher tickets to where you could literally be like, all right, listen, we're in left field today. Everybody else fuck off.
Go over there. This is our crew.
Yeah, everyone. And we mean from the
awesome.
3. Oh my gosh. From here.
We can only wish.
Yeah.
I can tell you who didn't win.
Not you. Yeah, you didn't win.
You didn't get in it.
I
You can't win it if you're not in it.
I messaged everybody. Nobody wanted to go get a ticket.
I know. I told Amanda. I didn't know it was a thing. She was out with the garden.
Taking care of those melons.
Yeah, I got to take care of the melons.
Somebody's got to do it.
It's very important. Always tend to your melons. Or something else will tend to your melons. You just tend to your melons, you got to. So that's my big life advice. So I guess I'm gonna go tend to some melons. So who knows? Who knows? Anyway, that's it. Hour and a half. Not a lot. Oh, you know what? That is not it. We got to talk about one more thing. One more thing I forgot to talk about, and I put it in the description of the show, so if I don't talk about it and someone actually watches the show, they're going to be very confused. So, we talked about it briefly in the opening, Brett. The National.
The National.
The Nationals this week. From your experience being at the event, what is your biggest tip for anyone going? Do you have any tips for anybody who maybe has never been to the National before?
First of all, you got to go more than one day. Plain and simple. It takes a couple days to see. One day is not enough. I don't think you need to go all 5 days, but you won't see in one day. You won't see half the stuff. Second tip is get there early. If you don't have VIP, at least be one of the first people in line. Because I have a feeling last year when I went, I even had VIP, and there was a line for VIP. And the quicker you can get in there, the better. And I guess my number 3 is bring some cash, man. Try to stay away from the cards. Bring some cash. Try to do deals in cash. Because cash will get you better deals. Or dealers don't have to mess around trying to do PayPal or card.
Especially if the service is bad, or they're not hooked up to the internet, or the internet's being weird. Anything could happen.
Yep. And then if you're really into, like, if you know you're going to buy some product, sealed product, find out what Tops and Panini are taking for their promo packs, and go search the room and try to find the cheapest. Like last year, I tried to find the cheapest Tops box. I think it was Series 2 at the time. I just went and found a dealer and just started asking, "What's your lowest price you can go on this?" And found some cheap boxes to go over to the Tops booth to get the free packs.
That's cool.
Those are some of my tips.
Yeah,
you know,
that's why I asked you, dude. That's why I
you were
asked
there
you.
for a day. What did you do?
I mean, I just went and socialized. Basically, that's all I did. I didn't go for any show purposes. I mean, I did look at things, but it was just running into people you meet and people you've met throughout the industry. Talking to some of the reps that I deal with on a daily basis. Getting to see them and meet them and ask them where my fucking allocations are. Shit like that. Uh, but no. It was actually cool though because one of my reps did get me into the national. Like I didn't have to go through a line or anything like that. Like some dude showed up with like necklace things. Like, here, put this on, and then once you're in, you just. I shouldn't. Probably shouldn't say that. I didn't name companies, so it
Yeah.
could be
Hey,
anybody.
that's the way to do it.
Everybody's doing it. Well, anyway, I'm not going this year, so you don't have to worry about me doing this. Um, but like you said, there's just so much stuff. Too many things to do. Too many things to see. You can't do it all at once, and you're not going to do it all in a day. So my biggest advice to anyone going is if you're only going for 1 or 2 days, know what you want to accomplish by going. If you want to make a deal, know the deal you want to make. Don't be there trying to figure out comps and prices because you're going to go and you're going to be enamored with everything you see. You're going to see so much cool shit that you didn't even expect to see or that you didn't even have on your radar or your list of things that you want. And then you're going to veer off course. Go with a plan. Just have a plan that's going to be the best for you because then you can work that plan across the whole venue. If you're only looking for 5 to 10 cards, you go around and look and find all those cards and see who's got the best deal. And then if you feel like you come across something right away, you're like, oh, this is one of my target cards and this is what I want to pay for it and this guy has it for less than I want to pay for it. It's unlikely, but it can happen, and that's why you need to have a plan to do it. You show up and you roll up on this card and the guy's got what you want and what you need, and it's less than what you're looking to do. Bang, dude, you already won. You won the national. Now you can go enjoy walking around and looking at stuff, or however you want to approach it. If that's all you want to do and you just want to go walk around and see and wait in the lines for the little things they have and all the little things there are to do there's a lot of stuff to do. Even it's a card show of the most epic proportions. I mean, there are things there other than cards. It's not just a card show, but it's a card show.
It's huge, and one of the things that you brought up there is it's so big that if you're shopping for something and you find it, take a picture and write down the booth number because you will forget where it was at because this place it's big.
100%.
And there was some stuff last year that I saw. I'm like, man, I can't find where I was at because
and not only that, just the amount of people makes it hard to get back to places
exactly.
or to find a spot to get a good lay of the land. You're in it.
Yeah, the second day I started jotting down booth numbers because the first day I had seen a couple items that I was interested in. I couldn't find them. It's just mammoth.
Yeah.
There's some really cool people there.
That was my biggest thing. I went there and I had no idea. So like I didn't plan on. I bought a lot of cards, but I didn't plan on buying any cards. I mean, I didn't not plan on. I didn't have a plan. So then I'm like, oh shit, this card's cool. And then I bought a few cards I paid way too much money for. But just that's shit. People in the hobby are always asking way too much money for this shit. And if I see something that's cool and I like it, I'm buying it. It's just how I am. Especially if I can't get service, and I don't want to be that guy standing there checking every fucking comp, but you have to be because people don't always necessarily price things fair, but if you're dumb enough to pay the price, then it's a fair price anyway. So that's the whole comp argument all in one discussion. That's why it's a pointless argument to have, because like I said, if I were to resell the card, it's a bad purchase, but I wanted it. It was there, and I agreed to the price without having to look it up. But have a plan, or otherwise you'll do what I did, and then you'll spend a ton of money. But the one thing I did want to buy there, I only saw one of. I wanted to buy a signed Ken Griffey Jr. bat, and I only found one, and I just didn't like the auto. It was authentic and all that, but it was a bad auto, like not showcase worthy. I still need a Griffey Jr. bat signed. Help. Pav, you ever been to the National?
Yeah, we went to the National a couple years ago. With 2019, I think we went.
Yeah, all right. What'd you think?
Don't be afraid to negotiate. Obviously, National guys are paying a lot for booths. They're going to mark stuff a little bit high.
Yeah, I think they're like $1,300 if you got it from them.
But also, people paid a lot for a booth. They're going to be ready to sell some shit. So don't be afraid to negotiate. You might find a deal there that, like I bought
Sunday. Whoever's still there on Sunday, you get your best deals as the weekend goes on. The closer it gets to the end, some people might panic. You never know with dealers.
Oh
You
yeah,
never know. It's nothing.
Yeah.
They're all humans. You don't know how everyone operates differently. And
I
most
scored
card
big.
vendors are small businesses that don't have a ton of employees, so they make their own decisions right then and there. But yeah,
I scored big on late Sunday last year with some sealed product because these dudes are tired. They've been there for a week. They're ready to go home. They're ready to get out of there. The process to pack up and leave isn't like your normal show. It isn't like you can just pick up and go. They don't want to be moving their crap the next day. They want to sell as much stuff. And I got some superb deals on sealed product to finish it out on that Sunday late. So if you get a chance to stick around Sunday till they're closed, you can work some magic.
Flying on Sunday just to buy wax.
It's a good way to do it.
Flying on Sunday with like 50 grand cash. Like, what's up? Who's got the deal? I don't have 50 grand cash, by the way, for anyone wondering. We could get it though. What's up? Talk to me. We can get it if we need it. Who's got the deal? I need the deal though. I guess that's it. I just want to talk about the National a little bit because I wanted to, for anyone who's never been before, there's some things that could help you. So, like Brett said, it's huge. You know what else Brett said? You're going to get your fucking deals on Sunday. You know what Pav said?
J-Rod hit a home run in his first at bat tonight.
Bang, bang, bang.
Kaboom.
Oh, you know what? I hit a J-Rod Superfractor last night.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Bang. I don't have it here. It's on the other side of the wall. That guy's actually coming. We're going to meet to pick it up.
That's cool. It's a good way to do it.
So that card isn't going in the mail. Nice try, all you UPS and FedEx fucks out there. My boy J-Rod Superfractor autograph will not be in the mail.
Yeah, I think that's his first game since the All-Star break.
Possibly.
He missed 4 games, I think, 4 or 5 games.
Possibly. But that's it, man. That's it. Next week, trades.
Next week, trades.
Be exciting. Be ready. We're going to be wild.
Yeah.
That's going to be a live show.
We're going to have to be earlier.
We're going to have to promote a live show. Giancarlo, you're late, dude. We're wrapping it up. But we're going to promote the hell out of a live show next week. Come talk trade deadline with us because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It lines up perfect. So, yeah, plan for like 7:30 next week. What time's the deadline?
6 Eastern.
So, yeah, 8:30 your time. So, yeah. Yeah, that's going to be good. All right, friends. That's it. Anybody got anything?
That's it.
Nope.
All right. Tell Tracker I said goodnight. It sounds like Tracker.
He just jumped out of bed.
Hell yeah. All right, friends. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week with awesome trade deadline updates. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.